glad to see her. It was about 5 minutes ago when I seen her how to shake that.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe and just stay tuned to this channel, which is my journey. And yeah, so today, guys, we eating Roman's pizza. I have a barbecue chicken flavored pizza and the hot chicken flavored pizza, and I have a chicken mix. Yeah, and we have Fanta orange. Anyway. So today, as you can see from the title, we're going to be talking about starting over. Yeah, ne? Starting over. So, starting over isn't always a bad thing, although it is draining. It's draining because sometimes you find yourself at a point where you think things are going well and you have to pivot. And then at the same time, starting over can be a really good thing because things can be falling apart and you realize that no, I have to pivot. But I think for me, in this season of my life, um, starting over is not going back to zero. You know what I'm saying? Like, please excuse my voice sometimes, guys. Like, I think I had flu a while ago, so just excuse that, please. And then when it comes to starting over, which you're not starting from zero, it's important for us to realize that life is ever changing and you need to keep rolling. Like, you need to keep going. You need to see what it is that you want to do next. You need to adapt to new situations. You need to maybe even have an encounter with God and speak to Him about what you want in your life or what you want to change in your life. Because sometimes change is necessary, guys. And that's just where I'm getting to. It's starting over. And it doesn't have to be something that's daunting, but it's so tough because we don't know what's on the other side of it. Especially when you're comfortable. Like, you don't know, like, oh, what am I going to do next? Or what is going to happen? What if this doesn't work out? What if everything doesn't go to plan? But that's the whole thing about change. And I think a huge, asset to yourself is, or asset in character is being able to say, no matter where I go or no matter what happens, I can make that situation great just because I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, that's what I want in my situation. And in my situation, like, everything was good. Everything was good. Like, all was well. But I just knew that I couldn't carry on. And it's so weird to say. And then at the same time, I also felt that God is saying to me, go to the next chapter, like, turn the page. And it's so scary because it's like, it's like jumping out of a window. And for me now, I'm just hoping that God catches me. And I believe that He will. And so that's just what it feels like right now in my rendition of starting over. But yeah, it's a lot. I don't know if you guys have ever had to start over or if you had to pivot in life or make the right decisions. And that's the thing, like, other people would look at it and be like, yo, are you sure about this? Is this something that you sure about? Is it something that's valid and everything? But for me, one thing I do love about God is that in everything, like, He will confirm, like, everything to you. He will confirm everything to you. and he'll show you signs and he'll talk to you and he'll guide you through everything. And for me, it doesn't have to make sense to everybody else. And I just know that God is going to see me through. And that's where I find comfort in starting over. So if you are starting over in your life, it might be maybe not what you thought it would be, but if you are starting over, make sure that God's your shield and that He's your comfort and that you understand that He's your provider. Yes, we do things. Yes, we apply for things. Yes, we try new things. But God is almighty. He knows what's best for you. He knows every single situation and what you need to do to succeed and to be happy. He knows. Yeah, this looks good, guys. Hmm. And another thing is like one thing that I love about the trend that I this is the thing, this is what I feel is right in my life, and I feel that I've been guided to do in my life. And I'll share this with you guys. It's like I want to work my way up to a peak, and once I reach that peak, once I feel that this is the best a situation can be, once I feel like I've done the best that I can do, and I could literally be like a party, like amazing, and I know that that's my cue to leave. That's me personally. I don't know what other people's trends are, but that's me personally. Is that I'm not gonna decline in any situation. And I don't know how to draw it. I wish I could like draw it for you guys to from the peak. I don't want to decline. And because I don't want to decline, it means that I need to just pivot and change from going from a peak instead of going on a decline. It's like go from peak and then plateau and then go up again and then go to the side. I don't know if other people understand, but for me, and a lot of people think it's going like this, like life is going up and down. And it's like, no, that's why for me personally, that's what I'm going to do in my life is to go from peak to plateau and not go from peak to rock bottom. That's the best way that I can explain it. And that's just how I'm choosing to live my life at the current moment. And I also feel like that's how God is guiding me personally. And I think God has a plan for you. God has a method in which He works, and it's also about you finding what works for you and taking that path. And then another thing that I wanted to talk about is like um, how nothing just happens, and how in everything, like God is speaking to you every single day. He's speaking to you in signs. He's speaking to you in showing you things, and that's why sometimes I can see, like, I don't know how else to say it, but I can see what the situation is. I can see what situations are. Sometimes we deny ourselves and we tell ourselves that this isn't happening, but it's happening. It's happening. I'm talking more than I'm eating. Sorry, guys. The helicopter's outside. Oh, what happened? Roman's pizza is comfort food, I tell you guys. Mm. I need to drink water. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Um, when it comes to maybe the signs that we don't always pay attention to or we don't want to listen to when it's time to pivot or when something has to change. I think another thing that I will say is that you don't always have to pivot, you don't always have to start over. Sometimes there's things in situations where if you make a change in that moment, you can change the situation. But there are times when a situation calls for you to exit, or you get situations where it's just expired. So I think if it's expired, that's when it's time to start over. But if it hasn't expired, you can make a change and you can do something differently. For example, let's make an example out of bread, right? You have bread, and let's say the top loaf has a little bit of mold on it, right? You're not going to throw the whole loaf of bread away, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to take maybe that top slice off, remove the mold, check the braid, make sure that the braid is okay, and you can use it, you can make something out of it. But if you have braid that hasn't been used, it's going to go past its expiration date. If it's expired, there's nothing that you can do with it. And if you try to, that can make you sick. That can be a danger to your health. It can be a danger to you. And that's what some situations in life are like, is that that's what it can lead to. So for me, that's how I see it. And that's why it's also important to listen to God and listen to the daily bread that He has to give to you. Because these situations call for you to understand what to do in each situation. If you throw away bread prematurely, you can go hungry. If you see that you've eaten this bread, maybe there's three slices left and it's gone expired, continuing to eat that bread is going to make you sick. Again, back to what I was saying with the signs. Seeing mold is a sign that something is wrong. If you see mold, you continue to eat it and you don't check the expiration dates, that's on you because the signs were there and you didn't do anything about it. You didn't change it. You didn't make an alternative plan. Again, it's not to say that, everything will be your fault. Maybe you didn't see some signs. Maybe some situations you landed in, it wasn't necessarily something. But there's just a lot of situations in life where things are preventable, or you can take preventative measures, or you can relook at situations. And I think in life, that's what's the importance of time is. When we were younger, like, I remember it was always told to us that, like, pay attention to time, like, respect time, because there's a time and there's a place for everything. So if you need to start over, that's just sorry. Like, sometimes starting over isn't necessarily starting over, and maybe we shouldn't look at it like that. Sometimes starting over is misrepresented, and it's actually you starting something new. So it's all about determining whether you're starting something over or you're starting something new. So yeah. But yeah, guys, I think we don't know everything. We are not God. We don't know everything. And we should have delight in that and be happy with it, because God is there and He speaks to us in the most beautiful ways. I swear. I was guided to scripture last night, and I was so comforted because I knew that God was telling me that everything is going to be okay. And it's exciting, to trust in God. And it's, for me, I love it when other people get to witness it, because, like I said, you're literally leaping and you're praying that God is going to catch you. Some people might think that you'll fall, but that won't be the case. And when they see how good you have it and how good it gets, that's going to draw more and more people not closer to you. And even if they do try to come closer to you, it's not you, it's God. That's what it is. God caught you, because we can't do this on our own. But yeah, guys, that's what I feel about starting over. And then now it's also paying attention to the signs and not allowing, if you know something for certain, don't allow people to sway you in a different direction. Like, stand on it. And that's what we're doing. That's where we're at. 2025. Already at the beginning of the year. It's not easy, because sometimes it doesn't always make sense to you, but keep going regardless, you know? Mm. But yeah, guys, I think in a nutshell, that's what you can take away from this video. And for me, I just hope that if you did watch this, that you're encouraged, no matter where you are in life, to know and to understand that everything will be okay. Starting over doesn't mean that it's from scratch or it's from zero. And starting over isn't necessarily trying to do what you did before in a different way, but it could be starting something new and better. And we shouldn't go into anything like that with daunting feelings and being scared and being worried. It's something that you should be excited about and that you should be determined about. And as much as we trust in God and as much as we love God, it's not only on God to, you know, perform miracles for us. There was people in the Bible, like the woman with the issue of blood, who went and sought after Jesus and reached him and relied on her faith to get to Jesus for that miracle. And that's what we need to do as well. We need to seek after God. We need to try our best in all of the endeavors that we're trying to do, making sure that it's in alignment with God, making sure that it makes sense. And when God is talking to you, don't take some of it, listen to all of it and see what you can do to make your situation better, and listen, because he isn't going to say something to you that isn't real. And even if you're confused about it, you can feel it. There are some situations where you're sitting in them and it doesn't feel right, or there's some situations where you can feel that I'm doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? You can feel that, no, I was wrong to do something. There's feelings of guilt, there's feelings, be careful of that though. Make sure that they're valid. Um, but always just, we need to run after God if we are serious, and we have to do it earnestly. We have to be determined about it, and we have to go after what we want in this life, like to the best of our ability. So, guys, for 2025, I know this isn't necessarily like January or New Year's message, but for me, I am starting over and I am starting something new. And I'm excited, and I want other people to be just as excited as I am. And I want us to run after God, number one, and I want us to live in peace, happiness, and joy, and try our best and do amazing things and live the life that God intended for us to live and be happy. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate you guys so much, and I thank you for your time. It's just been awesome. So, until next time, I'll see you. Take care.